All right, Ryan, thanks. U.S. allies are now keeping an eye on President Trump's next move following the capture of the deposed Venezuelan leader, Nicolás Maduro, and his wife.
Now, that is after he said he was very serious about wanting to seize Greenland. The president telling NBC News he could launch a second military operation in Venezuela if the interim president doesn't cooperate, if she stops cooperating. Now, he also said the U.S. may subsidize oil firms' efforts to rebuild that country's energy infrastructure. Maduro and his wife pleaded not guilty to several charges in a Manhattan courtroom yesterday.
Now, all of this have left some travelers stranded in the Caribbean. Flights were shut down. They were grounded much of the weekend. A New Haven woman tells us her trip to Puerto Rico lasted days longer than she was planning.
NBC Connecticut political reporter Mike Savino is here with her story. Mike, you spoke with this woman. What did she have to say?
Well, Mike and Keisha, I don't know about you. Sometimes I've been on vacation and I've joked, you know, it'd be terrible if we were stuck
You
here.
don't want it to end.
Exactly. But that's the reality that Natasha Velez is facing right now. She is trying to make the best of her time in the Caribbean with her sister now that they are still there. But the reality is she's also had to put her life here in Connecticut on hold.
But for this trip, we definitely just travel, just sit with the family, just be part of this event.
Natasha Velez flew to Puerto Rico, as she does every Christmas, to spend time with her family, participate in a festival in Hatillo. She went to San Juan Airport Saturday morning expecting to come back to Connecticut, but quickly saw increased security and other signs that things weren't normal.
The lights of the airport shuts off, and then the emergency light went on, so everybody started panicking and what's going on.
The FAA grounded incoming flights from across the Caribbean Saturday as the U.S. captured Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. Flights resumed Sunday, but Velez and her sister were among the thousands trying to find a way back home. They flew on JetBlue, which said it's still working to rebook impacted customers on available flights and, wherever possible, adding extra capacity with additional flights and larger aircraft. But Velez isn't flying back to Bradley until Thursday. She says earlier flights were hard to find. Some cost thousands of dollars.
Just to be on the budget, we have to wait a week later. But waiting a week later, now we have to push our goals later on and trying to figure out how to survive.
Velez is trying to make the best of her trip, including enjoying Three Kings Day. But she was also set to start nursing classes on Monday. Because of the missed days, she'll have to wait another semester.
These smiles and families and kids and stuff like that, so that really warmed my heart. But then again, it's just like, I'd rather be home.
Now, Velez says that she's fortunate. A family friend in Puerto Rico works in hospitality and was able to help her and her sister secure lodging for those few days. But as you can imagine, she didn't budget for this. So with this extended stay, she's trying everything she can to keep down her additional expenses as much as possible. Live from the studio, Mike Savino, NBC Connecticut News. Keisha, back to you.
Mike, thank you.